Everybody, good morning. So we're about to go ahead and go through our gappers for the morning. It looks like we should have a pretty active day. Got a lot of gappers from last week still holding up well, and so we should have a thing or two to watch today. We'll be looking closely at a lot of these setups from Friday. We have SCRV to look at this morning. Played it a few times this morning on my end so far. Still looking for the bigger picture move as well that I actually posted up an alert for too. I have scalped it a little bit around that too. But let's go ahead and go through everything and see what we have. And again, it looks like it's going to be a pretty active day, trying to hopefully continue what we had from last week, which last week was it was a crazy week last week. It was super, super grateful. Um, really couldn't have been any easier. That's why last week I did just want to just stress so much the importance of asking questions. If you struggled at all, last week was really the time to get that help. So, making sure that we talked about that last week, went over all the Q&A stuff, and, just kept on asking questions, and that way you can improve going into this week, because last week really was a super, super, super nice week. All right, so leading gapper this morning is MIRA, up 95% this morning. And price action is a little bit iffy, but we do have range if we can get over the highs. Maybe I'll watch this over the highs after the bell. I don't really like it below the highs. I'm not really a fan, personally. Don't really like it. But if we can crack up over the 200 here on the daily, then I may look at this. That'll be over 144. Again, I may look at this after the open over 144. I don't know. That's the only way that I personally feel like I can watch this today. So over 144 on MIRA, I will look at it for the range to 170 and 180. That's on MIRA. Again, it's a pretty good looking setup. I just feel like I can only play it over the highs. I don't love it down here. Hold on real quick. Let me check the chat. If you guys have sound real quick, if you could let me know. I always like to make sure before we actually get too far. If you've got sound, let me know. You do? Okay. All right. All right, so MIRA over 144. NCPL we have gapping this morning too. This is a pretty good look as well, and I want to watch this over 1550. This looks great. Yeah, this looks great. I want to watch NCPL. This thing looks pretty dang good. This looks pretty dang good. So watching this morning over 1550 after open, I don't like it here in pre-market. It's trading a little bit crappy as well, similar to MIRA. But I do want to watch it out of the bell. It's a pretty good look. And you've got range here as well. It's the 200 up here around 1950 to about 20 cents max. I'm going to go with 1950 on this. But NCPL, again, over 1550. And again, the range there is going to be to 1950. So about 4 cents of range, give or take, which is plenty. I do want to continue to watch SERV. This thing has held up nicely all morning. And everybody should hopefully have made some money on this. It's still in green as well. It's actually curled all the way back up off those pullbacks and gave a really nice opportunity off the dips. But this looks good today. Honestly, as long as SCRV maintains over 950 out of the open, I like this. I feel like it's a pretty good look, and you've got range back to 15 bucks today. So I do want to be watching this. What are my top watches for the day? And again, watching this over 1950. So make sure it holds off the 1950, or 950, sorry. 950 for that range back to the 13 and 15. And again, like I said, it was profitable this morning. Played it a couple times on my end. If you're still playing it, feel free to. It's a great looking setup as long as you have a nice, thought out plan. Of course, be smart. Don't just YOLO into it and hope that it makes a move today, but it does look pretty good. SGD getting volume here. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Nice look over 44 cents. And that is on ticker SGD. Interesting look over 44 cents. Do we have news here this morning? I do not see news on Webull or trade ideas, so I couldn't tell you. I'm going to leave it off the list for now. If it ends up continuing into the bell, then I'll look again later. I just don't feel like it's going to hold. Let's see what else we've got. DBVT, ENVB. A lot of these just look like turds this morning. Not really much to look at. SGD holding its gains well. Surprisingly. We might look at that again here in a second. Right now, all I've got for my small caps, we have MIRA, NCPL, and SCRV. We've also got a few setups from the nightly watch list that we're going to be watching today again as well, which look pretty good for today. SCRV is one of those setups, but we've already gone over that. I do like that as long as it holds off of those lows. I don't believe we have anything else here in pre-market that I really care for too much, gap-wise. I looked earlier this morning, didn't really see much. Keep an eye on that SGD, guys. SGD over 44 cents is a pretty good look, and really it's got range on it as well, back to 55 and 60 cents. Not a bad look. And that is on SGD. I may look at it again here in just a minute. All right, I'm not seeing much anything else, but SGD does look pretty good. So again, keep on watching that SGD over 44 cents. It's a really, really good look. I have a feeling it's going to make its move before we get to the open, but if you do want to watch this, again, over 44 cents, it's just a really, really nice look for that move up into the mid to upper 50s. So just keep an eye on that, just see what it wants to do going up into the bell. And I will probably look at it later, but I do want to go through the nightly watch list first. So let me go ahead and pull it up and see what we've got. You heard a chirp? Yeah, it's so annoying, man. It started chirping like at 8:30, and I was like, man, I need to change the batteries, but I have no batteries, so now I'm just gonna have like that annoying chirp in the background all morning. So I apologize. I apologize. I was gonna try to fix it, but then I'd be late to the live, and I was like, you know what? It is what it is. And it's right outside my office too, so it's like in the worst spot possible. It's in the worst spot possible. But it is what it is. And the thing is, I was going to take it off the wall and just take the batteries out so it didn't beep. But then my alarm would go off. So it's like not even worth the hassle. I'll just deal with the beeping for one morning. At least we know you have sound. There you go. There's the sound test for the morning. If you stop hearing a chirp, then it means their sound went out. I know it's annoying, but it'll keep you awake. All right. QS. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, it's going to drive me nuts too. I was thinking about it this morning, but I wanted to change it out so bad, but I have no batteries here, and oh well. All right. QS over 740. We want to watch the day off the pullbacks. We played this about 2 weeks ago. I say 2 weeks ago. It's more like a week and a half ago. And I do want to watch this again over 740 today, which I believe I already have marked up. Let's see. Kind of a heavy pullback, but I still want to keep an eye on it either way over that 740. I know it's a little bit wide. There's the curl higher on SGD. All right. US over 740. And range is to 9 and 950. More of a swing idea, though. Not really a day trade idea, so I'm going to be watching it for a potential swing entry today on this. Obviously, on QS, you're not going to get that move today from 740 to 950. But again, from a swing idea perspective, it's not a bad look. I'm trying to kind of ease some swings back into the mix a little bit. At least one a week is usually what I try to aim for. It's a good little, piece of diversity in our alerts, and so that way I can kind of mix it up a little bit. So QS, watch for swing entries today on pullbacks over 740. For the multi-day move back to 9. We've got PSNL to watch today as well. If we find buyers out of the open so far, no sign of buyers this morning in pre-market, but if we do find buyers over 350 after the open, then I do like this quite a bit. Super, super strong close from Friday. And again, watching it just simply over 350. This is a really, really nice look at the open as well. But again, only if it does find buyers over 350. Range here is to 450 and 550. And then last but not least, we've got HE. And this one looks fantastic as well, holding up nicely all morning this morning. Again, I want to watch this over 16 bucks. As long as it holds off the pullbacks over 16, which I feel like that's also fairly wide, then I've got no issue playing this today either. And I might tighten that up. Most likely we'll tighten it up. I'd say a good 90% chance we tighten that up. Just because we're already finding buyers here this morning. And if we don't hold those buyers up into the bell, then I may just stop watching this. But for now, I do want to watch it off 16, depending on where this opens up. And we've got range here back to 1820 and 1920 to the range from last week. And again, that is on HE off of $16. All right, let me check the chat here real quick. Let's see, QS is 822. Yes, QS is indeed 822. It is indeed. So we got to watch for pullbacks on it. That's what we got to watch for. We got to watch for pullbacks. And I'm probably about to throw something at this smoke alarm if it does not stop beeping. I swear. It gets worse as the time goes on. What were the ranges for SGD again? The range for SGD, hold on, let me pull it back up. It's no longer valid. It did fail the breakout there. So if you're still playing that, hopefully you raise the stop to at least 47 or 48 cents. But right now, I wouldn't say it's valid. Range, though, you've got 55 and 60 on it. So just make sure it holds this breakout. If not, it's invalid. I'm not currently playing it. It's not on my list for the morning either yet. I want to see how it opens. So this morning we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you are still playing SCRV, now's a good time to take some profits. That has already made a nice move from the alert this morning. I'd probably de-risk the trade, maybe sell a half or so. And I feel like then, at that point, you would be sitting nicely. Can I just remove it? I wish I could remove it, but like I said, it'll trigger my alarm. And, yeah. Such a pain. Just take it out. Yeah, I wish I could, y'all. I wish I could, but then I'd have the fire department showing up. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. You can't hear the beep. Oh, lucky you. Lucky you. Let's see. What I'll do for the day, I'll just do push to talk for the day, and that way it'll kind of limit the beeping. I don't want to annoy you guys with a beep. So that way you'll only hear whenever I hold my little push to talk button. All right, so we've got about 14 minutes until the open. We're pretty much ready to go, though. We've already gone through about 6 setups for the bell today. We've got MIRA, NCPL, SCRV, QS, PSNL, and HE. So it looks like it's going to be a pretty active morning. I'm going to go ahead and get all of my charts pulled up. Keep in mind, though, it is Monday. Monday's typically or at least has been, the slowest day of the week. Generally speaking, it's usually Fridays, but Fridays have actually been really, really good to us lately. So I'm expecting a good day, but probably a slower day than we had, of course, majority of last week. Last week was just nuts. All right, MIRA, we've got, let me get all these pulled up. Make sure you do the same. Go through and mark them all up with the levels that I do have marked up on the screens there. And that will make sure that you are ready for the open today. And do not wait until I start to trade something to try and get it all marked up. You know, I had somebody over the weekend again. I always have this happen. Somebody's like, oh, it's too fast. I can't keep up. The biggest thing, whenever I mention a ticker, just pull the chart up. It's live, right? So if I can catch it, you can catch it, you know? You know, it's all live. There's no delay. If somebody else can catch it, you can catch it too. And so just make sure you're prepared. Mark up all your charts. Whenever I mention a ticker, pull it up. Make sure you've gone through the broker setup channel, the start here channels, and then you'll be good to go. But you want to make sure you're prepared. And being prepared really makes the difference when it comes to speed. So make sure you focus on that this week. Being prepared, putting in the focus and the time. Whenever you're in the live stream, don't just sit back and watch a YouTube video or something while you're trading or waiting for me to take a trade on something. Don't text your friends and, you know, take selfies, you know, while I'm trading and then be like, oh no, I missed it. Because you're too busy doing something else. And so just make sure you're focused, right? Focused on what matters this morning. Focus on your trading. After your trading hours are over, then you can go do whatever you like to do. But that way you at least see the best execution this morning and hopefully have the highest chance of success this morning. And as always, quick reminder, I will never DM you. I will never send you a friend request. So if you do get one, it's not me. Block it, report it. And that's about it. They're getting more creative now. Rather than just asking for money, they're asking to get married. And I can promise you that is not me. So if somebody proposes to you in DMs, it's not me. They're probably trying to marry you and, I don't know, steal your money. I don't know what their motive is. But anyways, it's not me. So just make sure you block and report it. And that's that. I've had it happen too much lately. I don't even know where they're coming from, but they're showing up and, like I said, being creative. And like Craig said too, use proper sizing. Do not chase, do not force. There's never a reason to do either. There's never a reason to oversize, never a reason to undersize. Calculate your size properly. Do not chase, do not force. We've got about 10 minutes until they open. If you guys have any questions, let me know, and then we will go ahead and get at it. At this point, just kind of a waiting game until we get into the bell. Could it be someone paying? No, because they're from outside of the US. I mean, I'm talking like, because I can go through and see where everybody's from, not like not address wise, but like country wise. And we've got no paying members from Africa, from like the one that scammed somebody on, well, not scammed somebody, messed somebody on Friday. They're from like Nigeria or something. And I look through and we've got not a single person from Nigeria in here. Don't report, please send them to me. Oh. Is DJT a good call? No, I don't really see a reason to be watching DJT today. Nigeria, yeah, Nigeria. Time we live in, it's crazy. It's a crazy world, scammers everywhere. Imposters, scammers, people don't want to go get a job and actually work for stuff. So what do? You know, impersonate people online and try to steal money from people. It's crazy. About 9 minutes to go. All right, you guys on TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube, while we wait for the open here, next 9 minutes or so, we're going to go and shut down those live streams and get ready for the open today. Again, 9 minutes. We've already gone over about 6 setups with you guys this morning, so hopefully you're also prepared for the open, and I will see you guys later. Peace, guys.